Here's a 2020 MacBook Pro 13-inch base model, 8 gigs of RAM, versus 2017 iMac with some upgraded RAM. Let's get into it. Let's battle it out. All right, so if you watch my channel before, you know a couple things. You know I like to kind of fool around with just putting things head to head here. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take, well, this is the 2020 MacBook Pro 13-inch. So this is the base model. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, no dedicated GPU or anything like that inside this one. And I got this maybe about, a couple months ago. I'm gonna actually take this one and then I'm gonna put it against my 2017 iMac right here. Now this one actually does have dedicated graphics. It was the base model, but I upgraded the RAM to 24 gigabytes of RAM on this system back here versus 8 right here. So that's a big difference right there. But this has obviously got a little bit faster CPUs, new silicon, stuff like that, and it's got some better processing for video editing. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to take iMovie. I know people are going to say, oh, why not Final Cut Pro? Because I use iMovie. I'm not a professional producer, but like I want to show people you can edit in 4K, let's say. So I'm going to take some 4K video footage and I'm going to render it on this unit right here. And I'm going to render the exact same thing on the unit right back here. And I'll show you kind of what I'm rendering just so you have an idea. And then we're going to hit the rendering button or start the rendering, and we're going to time them both together. And we'll see what beats what. I don't even know at this point. I mean, I think my guess is it's going to be pretty close because this is newer and it's only got 8 gigs of RAM. That's older and it's got 24 gigs of RAM, but I have no idea. I mean, with the dedicated GPU and stuff, that well could just kill this one down here. Now granted, I have other videos, check them out. This is sufficient for doing basic editing. The stuff that I do, check out my channel. I mean, I'm not creating movies, although I have done some movie intros and stuff in some of my videos. But at the end of the day, this is sufficient for most people that do just YouTube editing. This one back here is a little bit more capable, but again, it could get blown away, but I have no idea what's gonna happen. So stay tuned, watch it. And at the end of the video, we'll kind of wrap everything back up and I'll give you my insight and everything. But let's just take a look at what happens here and we'll go from there. All right, so let's begin by showing you the video that I'm going to actually render here. And it's going to be exactly the same on both the 2020 and the 2017 that I'm going to be using here. So let's go ahead and I have some files here. There's about 10 different files in here. And let's go ahead and just show you so you kind of understand what I'm going to be rendering. Actually, let me go ahead and click this. So, and then I'm going to let me go ahead and move these files into here. So I want to show you what I'm going to be rendering and what this video, I'm just going to create a very quick fake video. And this was on something that I created a while ago, these Pebble speakers, but I'm just going to reuse that footage. So as I put these in here, what we're going to do is we're going to basically just throw all of these in here like this. And you can see that there's not a ton of stuff going on here. But what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and expand this. And so the video right now is 10 minutes and 47 seconds. So it's kind of going to be a little bit longer of a video here. And but everything in here is basically, again, this is all going to be 4K footage as well. So let's keep that in mind, 4K footage on all this stuff. And so here's the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last piece over here, take this. Actually, let me go ahead and unselect that last piece. I'm going to take the last one and I'm going to move it over here just so there's got to be 4K over 4K. Let's put it like this right here. So now obviously there's a transition of 2 layers of 4K on there as well. And then what we're going to do is let's just go ahead and put in a few titles here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a title over here just really quickly, and I'm not even going to change the title. And then let's go ahead and put another title over here in the beginning somewhere. So we're going to drop this title in. All right, so we got that so far going, and it doesn't really matter what I'm changing here because as you can see, the text doesn't really matter what it says. It's still going to be text that it has to render. These two videos look very similar, so I'm going to take the one that's 11 seconds and I'm going to plop that right there, just like that. So we got another basically two 4K videos on top of each other. So this is a very basic edit. As you can see, there's only a couple transitions and transitions between the videos. I guess there's not actually any of them, so let's just throw one in there. Let's go to transitions. Let's just put fade to white here, and we'll put that right there. Just like that. So now we got a fade to white. So just a couple little things. I don't want to go crazy here. The video is only going to be 9 minutes and 10 seconds. So we're going to render this and we're going to do it versus the other machine, and we're going to see exactly how long it takes. So let me go ahead and create this on the other machine now, and then we'll start the countdown, and I'm going to show you exactly how long each of these take exactly on individual systems. All right, so here are the two systems. As you can see, they're both exactly the same. I have them. They ended up being, I think it's around 9 minutes and 9 seconds. So both of them I made sure they were both 9 minutes and 9 seconds. exactly the same files, exactly the same transitions, exactly the same text, everything. What we're going to do here in a second is we're going to just click the button on both of them, and we're going to see exactly, it's going to be, versus who's going to win this rendering. Let's check it out. All right, so I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to press basically save on both of these now. They're up there. Just want to let you know these are 4K again, 9 minutes and 9 seconds each, and I'm saving them. The compression is going to be better quality. It's not faster, it's compressed as better quality on both of them. So I want to make sure all the settings are exactly even. I'm going to walk up there. You're going to see probably my head or my butt or something, but I'm going to walk up there and push the button here and show everyone. I'm kind of hooked up to a microphone, so excuse the noise if you hear some. Let's go ahead and get these started. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and they're off. So I'm not going to let you guys sit here for the whole thing. I'm going to turn this video on at the very end here and show you. But at the end of the day, we're going to take a look at this, and we'll see where everything is. All right, so we're at about the 1 minute and 45 second, somewhere in that range right now. And if you can look up in the upper right-hand corner, you can see where that rendering is. It's like over, maybe 18-20% done. It looks like on the little pie up there. Down here, it looks very similar, although it might be, it's hard to say. They're almost, looks like, as far as just looking at that, it looks like they're dead even. Obviously, that means nothing. Sometimes those little pies can stay there for a while. So that's all I'm going off of right now. I do have a timer going. All the applications are closed on both of these. I do have a really light timer application on my iMac because it should be more powerful. Let's see. But at the end of the day, let's check this out. So I just wanted to give a quick update. All right, so we're about 4.5 minutes into this, and the iMac, you can see, I don't know if you can see the little pie in the upper right-hand corner. It's well over 50%, and let's go down here. It looks like the iMac down here is about a little bit less. It's less rendered, I guess. It's a little bit slower so far. Hard to say. The pies look very similar. We're going to wait till the end results, but I just wanted to show somebody about 4.5, 5 minutes in here. So they're over halfway done. Again, it was about a 9 minute and 9 second render. Both these things are plugged in. They're both going off of power, not just battery power, just FYI. Let's keep going. We're about 7 minutes in, and this looks like it's about 3/4 done on the iMac. Down here, again, looks slightly less, and we'll find out if that's actually the case, but it looks like it's slightly behind after about 7 minutes in. All right, so the iMac just finished at 11 minutes and 10 seconds, roughly 11 minutes and 10 seconds. The iMac just finished for that 9 minute and 9 second 4K render. The 2020, again, this is the base model. Obviously, the iMac has 24 gigs of RAM. This one only has basically 8 gigs of RAM. The iMac has the dedicated graphics card as well, and this doesn't. This just has basic graphics on it, built-in graphics and things like that. So this is still rendering. Let's see. So this is 9 minutes and 9 seconds, and we're looking back over here, 11 minutes and 45 seconds still. So let's see what this is going to ultimately end up being. I'm going to turn this off and I'll come back as soon as it's done. All right, this just finished. It was 12:40. I got there a little late, 12:40. So it's about a minute and a half longer to render that 9 minute 4K clip on the 2020 MacBook Pro down here than it was on the iMac. So just, obviously there's a big difference there in what the systems are, 24 gigs versus 8 gigs. So about a minute and a half more to 9 minutes. That's not too bad at all. So again, this is a very capable unit, with that little RAM and, almost no dedicated graphics. Pretty good. Both of these systems are very capable. And at the end of the day, they'll do the job for you if you're not a professional editor. If you are, spend the money on something better. All right, so what did you think? Pretty interesting, huh? So I like to do videos like this because it really shows you that there's so many different specs that are out there. People talk about CPUs, video graphics, how much RAM do you have? The T2 chip in this system here, not that system. So there's differences in all these different systems. And at the end of the day, it comes down to how do you actually use the system? I mean, that's why I like to show real world tests. I mean, let's say someone is using iMovie versus Final Cut Pro. Let's say they do just basic video editing for YouTube. Is this sufficient, or should you maybe buy a 2017 for, almost the same cost with a huge 5K screen included? And are you going to get a benefit? I mean, are you traveling maybe where you actually need this? So these are all questions that I like to kind of go through with people. And, at the end of the day, again, like I always say, that's my famous thing. At the end of the day, you pick what's right for you and you pay the price that you want. I mean, if you know, obviously these things are going to be going to Apple Silicon soon, so are these. But right now there's some good prices, some good deals to get. And if you need to use this in the next, you know, 3 to 5 years, these could be really good units for you. So anyways, if you guys can subscribe to my channel, you know what my channel is all about. It's about a lot of crazy stuff like this. I do a lot of Mac stuff. My Mac videos tend to do a lot better than my PC for some reason. I'm trying to get my PC stuff going. And when I do PC stuff videos, I try to incorporate, you know, some Mac talk in there as well, just to kind of compare stuff. But you know, like I said, just check out my channel if you can. Hopefully click the like button, and I will see you, you know, hopefully in a couple of days. I make a couple of videos a week. Talk to you soon. Peace.